Well, it's getting awfully warm in this greenhouse. It's showing 40 degrees in here with the sun shining. Outside, it's about a +6 with kind of a wind chill, keeping it just above 0 or whatever. It's pretty chilly outside, but it is roasting in here. And today I have a few things I want to do. One is I signed up online for a free chip drop. So I've put my address down so that possibly lumber arborists and whatnot, tree services can drop off a load of wood chips possibly when I'm not here. So this is just to indicate where they can drop them and still not be in my way. So they need two, like a primary and a secondary type place to drop in case of weather and or whatever it is. It gets pretty wet around here, so around this time it's mud season. It's very slippery, so it's not really good to drive on the grass unless you got four-wheel drive, or wait till summertime. Other than that, we're also going to get into, I'm going to start a bunch of flower seeds and set up a little bit of a self-watering, so stay tuned for that. And I think we have a few more, but I won't give it all away right now, so stick around and you'll see what we're up to today. All right, so one of the projects I had to do here is just kind of get this door on this, right? And it's a pretty snug fit. I thought I was gonna have to put something else, but I'm probably just gonna have to put something on it to pull it off, like a little handle or something. Other than that, yeah, that's good for now. In the very near future, next weekend or the weekend after, I'm gonna wanna fill up those air prune boxes that I made in a previous video. I'll try to leave that at the end. And then fill them up and then grab the nuts that are in the fridge, the acorns and the black walnuts and the hickories. So we'll see how they go, and we'll get them in pots too. We'll get them out here in their protective little area. This is just to keep squirrels out, really, and rats. All right, let's keep going. I have some coffee I need to disperse. There's another bag in here. And we're just gonna go find some places where we want. It does help. I find it has been helping keep some of the voles away from the roots anyways. They don't really like that stuff. So anyways, I'm gonna spread it all around. Everything's gonna get some of it. We wanna really work on our soil health out here. So let's get back in the greenhouse where it's a little warmer. It's actually a lot warmer. 40 degrees Celsius, pretty darn hot. So I keep going outside for a breather. So we want to get over here, and you can see I got to get a watering can out here. These things, it's time to start watering them down. We got some buds going on, the lilacs here. They're gonna bust buds soon enough in here, but everything else is pretty dry, so it really does need a good watering. So we're gonna have to get the pump out and fill up the tote right here, and what I also have is I bought a weed sprayer, a 15-gallon weed sprayer. So we can fill that up with water and get it in here and water things down. So we'll see how that goes. Let's get at this here. This is these little peat pellets. They're really tiny. As you can see, they're actually really tiny. And we're gonna place them all around here and hydrate them. And well, first off, let's just get going on that. We'll show you this, and then this. Here's my little box. All of these seeds came from the Hamilton Library when they had their little seed giveaway type. I forget what they called it. They called it Seedy Saturday. When it's like a little get together, everybody can trade and swap and buy seeds. And these are a lot of wildflower seeds. So that's what we're gonna do this year. We're gonna get a lot of wildflower seeds started out here. So let's get going. So in case you don't know, they have the little stamp on the top of the dot. That's the closed end, that's the open end. So when it opens, when it comes up, will be an open spot for your seeds. So all right, now we need to hydrate them. So we'll just give them some water here. Got our little canister set up. So what I'm gonna do later is I'm just gonna turn this ever so slightly until she drips, and we'll just keep we'll keep working on it. Something like that, and then I'm gonna let that go out throughout the week while I'm not here and see how well it does. If it gets overflow, well, then we've wasted a few dollars, but we could probably salvage it and start again. This is the best I have for a drip system at the moment. All right, while we're waiting for those peat pods to absorb a bunch of water, mind you, I would also like to state it's a little early to start growing flowers, but if you can keep control of them or have a good spot for them, then you should be okay. I'm gonna try the greenhouse, but I'm not here to water them, so I have to try and figure something out. Anyways, I got this weed sprayer. It's a 15-gallon weed sprayer. Now this is gonna be for spraying soap and water only, and possibly just using for watering purposes. It was $4.99 Canadian at Canadian Tire. It's called a Precision. Now, I'm just gonna put it together today, and we'll do a really good investigation on how good it really works on another video when it gets time to spray. So that'll be right after the blossom set and as soon as the fruit sets, then I'll come in there and I'll give them a little spray, and then maybe 4 weeks later I'll do it again, and that'll using colloidal soap and water. So it's just a really light thing to help deter those bugs. Get better fruit this year, we'll see. All right, so they're really hydrated now. It's actually overhydrated. I'm gonna have to poke a hole in this or something, I don't know. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep this dripping, so I'm gonna come back halfway through the week and see how dry they became. So let's just pick eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and let's see what we got here. Oh, we're not gonna do the vegetable ones. So there's quinoa, green bean, fennel, oregano. Yeah, those aren't the ones I want to put in yet. I want to put in the flowers, so we'll find some here. Here we go. Joe Pie weed. Now I mentioned that in one of my videos. That's really good. It's like a landing strip for dragonflies. So we definitely want to get a lot of those seeds in there and see what we can do. So you can see they're just the floatable kind, and we're just gonna pluck them in there. I'm not gonna be gentle with it. I'm just gonna put them on in there. It don't matter. A little bit here, a little bit there. I got so many that it does not matter. These are so small. Now I'm not even going to label them. I should, but because I'm doing so many, it doesn't matter. I'll let them grow a little bit, and then I'll know what they are, especially Joe Pie weed. That it's pretty easy to identify. So again, I like this stuff. I want to get it down by the pond. And yeah, the more dragonflies, the less mosquitoes. So yeah, it's number one here we're gonna try. And and then what I'll do with the extra seeds is I'll probably just go place them outside somewhere and let them, maybe they go, maybe they don't. These, as you can see, have a little hitchhiker. They float in the wind. So we're gonna take, where'd it go? There it go. And we're just gonna release the rest out into the wilderness. All right, what's next? Looks like we have some bee balm here. Let's try some bee balm. Let's check out these seeds, see what they look like. Again, I'm not a big fan of, well, I'm a fan of flowers. I just don't grow them. You can see how tiny these seeds are. Like, they're barely recognizable. So I'm gonna grab, like, again, I'm just using a whole pinch. Put it on in there. Something with these guys, pitch them up, cover them up. And again, I'm not being over clean about it. verbena. I'm not sure what that is. That's just something what we do now. So we do have some sunflowers. I have mammoth sunflowers that I'm going to be doing. These are mammoth sunflowers. Now they can grow up to like 2 feet wide. They can have over 2,000 seeds in one flower, and they can grow up to like 14 feet tall. So we're definitely going to be waiting to put them outside somewhere and spread them around the property. Okay, this one here is a cardinal flower. So let's toss a couple of them in there. Oh wow, these things are like pepper. So you can see, again, these seeds are like almost the size of a sugar grain. So again, we'll put a little in there, a little in there. Again, seeds, 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 seeds. Got a whole bunch of them. Oh, let's try some butterfly milkweed. Now, I have plenty of that on the property, but actually I think I'm gonna skip that one because I do have so much of it. And right now, we just want to worry about the flowers. So this one here says it's a perennial wildflower mix. So let's throw a mix in there. It won't hurt it. These seeds are so tiny, my goodness. So you can see again, there's just mixed seeds in here. And well, just talk to them, see what happens. I'm not worried. All right, we got wild bergamot. We got some cone flowers in there. We got to mix a little bit of everything in here. Joe Pye weed, some red rattlesnake, I think it's called, pink columbine. Anyways, that's all for the seeds for this week. This is the experiment to see how well this will work in the greenhouse and how dry it'll get after 1 week. So. All right, we got the weed sprayer all assembled, and she's ready for testing. So I just got her now because, well, I've been looking for one and I couldn't find a used one that was good enough or wasn't too big. So this should do it, right? So that's all that matters. So stay tuned for a future video. Definitely subscribe so I can give you that little bell notification there. And then we'll give her a try and show you how good they are. They had good reviews online, so we'll check it out. So I had to cover up the solar air heater. It's a monster. This thing puts out so much heat in here. Again, this is it's built now, so now it's a matter of where and when to use it. So it is disconnected right now and covered so it doesn't create more heat. We don't want more heat in here during the day. So, you know, there's a lot going into getting ready for spring. So we've done a few projects already so far, and those are other projects like the seeds I'm going to have to continuously watch. But we got to get some water in the greenhouse. So we're going to set up the pump, and then we're going to take it down to the creek there to the runoff, and we're going to see what we can do about filling up at least this tote. And we're probably there's gonna be some frozen nights, so I don't wanna get too excited about saving water on the outside. We still have frost, and I just don't want things to freeze. If any of the pipes or anything like that get broken or frozen, then I have to go replace them. And it's not cheap at 50 bucks a pop, or you know, even 20 bucks a pop. Every time you do that, it adds up. So I'm gonna get out there, grab our pump here, line up some of these here. We also have another hose, some extra hosing that I had that I think will make a better hose than the green stuff that I have in there. I don't really like that stuff. It binds up. We have our lupins here that have been in the fridge, and our rose hips that have been in the fridge. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to my main rose hip, and we're gonna try and make it bigger. I did have an idea for a maze there, but I've decided to change my mind on the maze. It's become a little bit too hard to take care of while I'm doing everything else. So we're just gonna try and build a better square or larger, what would you call a hedge of rose hips. So we're gonna throw a bunch of them in. And then what I'm gonna do with the lupins is we're gonna go down to all the fruit trees, and we're gonna plant a bunch of lupin seeds and all around the trees. So that'll help with nitrogen, because this is a nitrogen fixer. So that's another project I'm doing. Gonna add oil to the pump here. Gonna fill up with gas, get her started, get her running up for, this is the first time she's ran since we stored it in the spring. And then we have my little chainsaw here, because what I have is hops. I'm definitely gonna grow some hops this year. So I want to get out there and find some very large poles that I can use to make a teepee style structure. So if we can get that done today too, that would be fantastic. So we're just motoring on along, just doing one chore at a time. Do what you can, not what you can't. Okay, so this is my main rose hip here. You can see there's rose hips on there. And there's the bottom. So we have a whole slew of them. We're gonna use all of them because we want to get a nice patch in here. So we're gonna even try and pick these off and pluck them into the ground. So pretty simple, just shove them on in there. All right, so I've already spread out some of this, but yep, I just keep spreading. Every 2 weeks I get a big bag of coffee grounds, and I'm just gonna find any old tree that could use it. So I just spread it all around. It helps deter voles and rabbits. They don't like the smell of coffee, apparently. And it's good for the fertilizer, good for the ground. Just don't over mulch it. You don't want like layers and layers of it. Just sprinkle it in there. And also what we're gonna do is drop in some lupin seeds. So these are my lupins that I collected from the ones that I grow. And we're gonna put them all around all the fruit trees' bases to help with the nitrogen. They are a nitrogen fixer and they're pretty. So let's just get going. Let's get doing that. All right, so we're back in the greenhouse here now. We've got the tote full of water. We've got the pump hooked up, which is kind of stored right now because it is still gonna get cold. I took the plastic off the back and the doors are now functional. We can open up those doors anytime we want now, in case we have to remove these and take them outside. We have some nice green growth here on some of these buds are breaking on the Hazcaps, on the lilacs, and a few other minor things here like the cherry, the dwarf cherries. They seem to be opening up right now. And I'm just watering everything, giving them a good dose because I'm going to be gone for a couple of days. And then we'll come back on the weekend and assess how much we have to water and how dry it gets in here. It was 45 degrees in here, so that was quite hot, if you ask me. So we'll just give these guys a good water, and that's what I'm doing. I'm over here too, watering out these little strawberries and a few other little things in the tray. I'm not going to get to doing the posts for the TP for the hops that I want to grow. So we'll probably just do a whole video just on that alone, grabbing the post, how to set it up, and how to grow them. I have seeds coming in from Etsy of all places. We're going to give them a try. I didn't buy rhizomes. They're a little bit more expensive. I do get the seeds, so we'll see if we can get them germinated. And once we get them germinated, we're gonna keep moving forward. In the near future too, we wanna check out the dragon fruit that I've been trying to, been working on. I took the seeds right from the grocery store and trying to germinate them. But we're pretty much done in here now. We're getting ready for spring. I know everybody's just raring to go and get out there and say goodbye to all this snow and cold weather and get out there and do some gardening. And can't wait to taste some of my fruit of my labor. So that's pretty much it for this week. I'm glad you guys stopped by. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up down there and tell all your friends if you like the video. And you guys be safe and come back next week. See you later. So you can see the Hazcaps are starting to leaf out. Buds are breaking. A few other things here are breaking as well, right beside it, the lavender. Oh, let's back up a bit so she'll focus. you go. See there. There you go. And here, you can see. It's just nice. Everything's starting to come alive. I love spring.